think they always... Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Rain. Barbie is back, and just in time for Nutcracker season.
Woo.
You heard that right. We are going to be looking at the highly requested Barbie Sugarplum Pas De Deux. Because A, y'all have really been asking for more Barbie.
Particularly Barbie in the Nutcracker.
Yeah, and secondly, because Nutcracker season is actually upon us.
I mean, Nutcracker performance season.
That's
Rehearsal
true.
season was October to November.
Yeah.
But Nutcracker performance season is upon us. In our last video where we reviewed Barbie in the pink shoes, we got so many of y'all commenting, telling us that Barbie in the Nutcracker and Barbie in Swan Lake was much better than the video that we reviewed. So we're expecting some better results this time in terms of the accuracy and maybe the representation of classical ballet. But we'll see if Barbie can uphold our very difficult high standards.
We have very high standards.
So if you're excited, tap the like button and we will get into the video. Alright, earpieces are in and I'm feeling pretty psyched about this. A lot of y'all put in a good word for Barbie and the Nutcracker, so I guess we'll see. Hey.
Alright, so this is the Barbie and the Nutcracker, the Sugarplum Princess, Clara, and Prince Eric.
Prince Eric?
Is that supposed to be the Nutcracker Prince?
Eric is the most unromantic name for a prince. I'm so sorry if your name is Eric. If your name is Eric,
it's okay.
It's okay.
We're not roasting
We're not roasting you.
We're not roasting your name.
But for a particular Nutcracker prince who was supposed to dance with a particular girl, Clara, Eric would not be the name.
It just seems very out of place for the whole story of the Nutcracker. The Nutcracker is set pretty long ago. I don't even think the name Eric existed. Did it?
I don't think so.
Or at least it wasn't in vogue.
The Nutcracker is generally a nameless character. He's just the Nutcracker prince. Although in the Royal Ballet, because he actually becomes human in the end, they did give him a name, and that was Hans Peter.
Yeah.
Which is a lot more old-fashioned of a name, I think. That would have been a little bit more appropriate to name.
There's nothing wrong with the name Eric.
There's nothing wrong with the name Eric.
Doesn't fit in
this.
It's a
fine name.
I mean, it's not authentic. But it is Barbie, so it's subjective.
Subjective. Let's get into the video already. I just think it's funny that he's holding her hand like way up here.
Yeah.
He's supposed to keep it at a very comfortable place in relation to the girl. Doesn't matter how short she is compared to him. Her arm needs to be in a comfortable place. So making her like reach up here and he's like holding it like
a platter, like he's a waiter. Even if he has to hold his hand down by his knees.
No, you got to accommodate the girl, no matter how tall she is. And when she lets go of his hand, no acknowledgement. Yeah. And then her thumb is like this. Very rarely do we have our thumb, especially like this. You might have it slightly detached, but in ballet we always try to keep our thumbs tucked in. Yeah. It's just a little bit more of a longer, cleaner, you might say more feminine line. For the men, they can have their thumbs open, no big deal.
Yeah, that's true, you're right.
They always have their thumbs open. For girls, we always have our fingers really just streamlined.
The ringlets are very accurate to Clara.
Yeah.
In a lot of versions, she has, that half up, half down hairstyle with the ringlets.
The really curly hair.
So that is accurate.
That is accurate.
His costume's pretty accurate. I mean, the traditional, Nutcracker soldier kind of attire.
She's like, wow. And her feet just automatically.
If only it were like that. If only it were that easy.
We were taking way too long on this intro. We haven't even started the Pas De Deux yet.
Her shoes are interesting.
They break so low. Oh my goodness. Contrasted with.
Yeah. Her hands are very interesting. I mean, it's a very balanced... No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go there.
It is a balancing thing, and that's a fact. Yes, they did use a balancing dancer to help animate this ballet. It's a pretty cool process, actually. They get into sort of like this scuba diving suit with like all sorts of sensors on it. Oh. And it sends the signal to the computer so they can animate the characters on top of it a little bit easier. This probably helped them get them more into the ballpark than they would if they didn't use a live dancer. But in reality, the animation really doesn't do them justice. It's Barbie.
It's Barbie.
The animation isn't going to be great.
Yeah,
okay.
it's gonna be
questionable.
Fine. It's gonna be questionable.
I feel like they animated him better for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason they animated him better than her.
Just kidding. It's like that moment from The Lion King when he's like...
I feel like he's stretched
He's
to
like,
meet her.
He should be in a comfortable
Yeah.
place and in a solid place to receive her. Up here, it's like there's too much instability up here.
Yeah.
You need to be
Her weight needs to fall within his strength.
Yeah.
If it's out of his reach, then it's like harder for him to hold her up. It means that she's too far away from him. Usually on this punche, you'd be like face to face.
Yeah, you should be. And that's why maybe he's reaching so much is because
Just a little far.
Quite far.
I will appreciate the fact that he's in a deep lunge there.
His front leg has turned out very nice.
Oh.
Well, she got a 180 punche, but
At what cost?
At what cost? Her line is, if I turn this way, you don't want your hands to be parallel on the same plane as your face because then it makes you look short. You want to be more there rather than
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want that. She didn't quite get to passe.
No. Questionable.
Oh! I don't know how she saved that punche.
That was interesting.
She did a little like, which is actually something that is common to happen.
Yes.
If you're doing one-handed partnering the way she's doing.
It's definitely realistic, but do we want to do it on purpose?
Not really.
No. You go from here straight to there rather than being like here, we overcompensated, and then go into it.
But to be fair, if this was an actual dancer, I would say that's a brilliant save.
Yeah, it was a very good save.
It's really hard to save something when you're only holding on by one hand.
Yeah.
So that takes a lot of strength to correct.
Right. Her braids are very questionable. Her
And also-
attitude's not behind her, and
He's also just, his arm is straight out to the side. It should be a bit, just a touch lower.
Yeah, a touch lower and a little softer too. It just looks too strained.
If you're being pedantic.
Yeah.
But he dipped her correctly.
Yes.
Like this.
Like this.
Yeah.
Not like the other guy who did the sandwich technique. Baptized the sandwich. Here, or you do there. So that's good. They animated his solo. Every time I feel like they did good on him, it's like, oh, never mind. No, but I feel like the first passage was okay.
Yeah, the sauté and chassé.
Even the gratité en tournant looked good. Like, they animated it very well. This turn is...
I just love the fact that he's on point as well.
They failed to realize that male dancers, the Nutcracker prince particularly, doesn't work on point. I mean, questionable. It's not authentic, but it is Barbie. Okay, she did her berets better that time.
The berets were better.
The berets were better because she kept her legs crossed and she leads with the back foot. If you lead with the front foot, you get this awkward open position every time you step, and that is not what we want.
What you want to do is cross more and then come
together.
So extra cross and then come to cross.
Yeah,
as opposed to open and cross.
Yeah, you don't want to open cross. So she did better on this one. We won't mention the Arabesque, but that's okay.
We will mention the Arabesque. If you watch.
Whee!
Okay, so if we pause
goodness.
right there when she's at her peak of that arabesque, her hips are facing the
Her
camera.
hips and her shoulders.
And also her shoulders. So her entire torso is facing the front. Her leg is supposed to be in the back, but it's more coming out to her side.
Her side, so just mega turned in. That is what we call the Arabesque, which is halfway between à la seconde to the side and arabesque to the back.
So it's not quite behind you.
And it's not a position, it is an incorrect placement.
The torchete wasn't bad.
Their torchetes are animated well, and their glissades are animated okay.
Photoshopp's not bad. Whoa, Axis was all like this. Watch your Axis.
It doesn't look as calm from an audience standpoint. And as a dancer, you definitely try to avoid being off your axis. Of course, it happens.
It does.
It happens to the best dancers as well. It definitely looks cleaner if you're all perfectly lined up.
Yeah. Leading with the elbows.
Leading with the shoulders and the elbow.
Yeah.
It's too much.
This is
I feel like they did his demeanor much better.
Yeah.
Like the porta bra and all of his gestures are a lot more authentic.
Yeah. They did animate him better though.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little montage to see the sparkles.
This would have been like my favorite part as a kid.
Yeah.
Watching this, I love the scenes where it like transformed from like this gray colorless landscape into all of a sudden glittering and sparkling and colorful. I always felt like that was very impactful as a kid.
Yeah.
Although if it's Clara and the prince in the scheme of like a traditional Nutcracker, it should be wintertime.
A little
like
more
snowy.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Oh, now we have an audience. Okay.
I think they always. No. Wow.
Oh my god. Oh.
He like slipped through her foot. She's somehow elbowing him
Yeah,
in the face backwards.
Way back here. Do you notice? Like his back is like a good 45 degrees back.
Yeah, it's like a cambray back.
Yeah. Oh
Another thing I don't appreciate is the fact that her arms are way up and her head is looking, no joke, down.
Yeah.
You don't want to look down, especially when you're coming down from a lift.
Because what it does, it drops your weight forward. It makes you much harder to
handle
for your partner, that is. That's like their pet peeve. Girls, lift your face. Lift your face because it really does put your weight in a totally different place for the boy.
I just want to highlight the fact that he is still in the hand position
and she's
for
already
the lift
on.
And her leg is already down. Like he just lost her leg. He was holding it, he's not anymore. That was pretty accurate. He would do that glee slide into the, come for the lift.
That was accurate.
This is actually the first of the accurate
choreography.
Yeah, the first of the choreography that we've seen.
I think so, yeah.
He's holding her a little interesting.
Yeah, he's like holding her by her ankles
by
almost.
Her ankle shin area. From that lift going out of it into the arabesque, he would be holding her like
way up by the thigh.
That's what needs to happen so that he can keep her weight close to him.
Yeah, for that leverage. Otherwise, you can't.
You can't hold someone out there. Yeah.
The closer you are to them, the easier it is.
Yeah.
What I like about that one quick moment, he gave her a little push.
Yeah.
That is a ballerina's dream, is when your partner is in tune with what you need. You just came down from a lift. You're in susu, so you're in a very sort of unstable position, and it's very difficult to move anywhere without coming down first. So in that step forward, he just gave her a little assistance to get there, and that...
Yeah. As a dancer, if my partner does that, I'm like, keep her.
I like
keep
that.
Her.
I don't like how when she walks, her whole upper body is
it's
engaged.
going like this. You would want to keep your upper body so still.
Very quiet, like a duck on the water. That smooth, that seamless. It has to look like you're just floating.
I feel like they animated her feet really weird.
Yeah, it's like her ankle and then her foot's like this way.
Yeah, it's like her ankle and then it goes in and then her foot.
It doesn't look like anatomically correct.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that's just weird animation.
It is. It definitely is. They took out a phrase of music. Don't mess with Tchaikovsky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're doing so good without messing with Tchaikovsky.
Because usually they have that da 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 dun dun, and it goes bum 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 bum, and you have dun. You're missing that little embouche bit.
It sounds different for sure, but they did good up until this point.
Yeah,
with not
that's
messing
true.
with the music. Her arms are way too far behind her, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
I
But
feel
that would
like-
never fly in a real life scenario. Her ribs are way too open. Everything's so far back. You can't control anything from there because your core is completely disengaged.
I also feel like he's too far behind her, which contributes to the way her arms are back. When you're watching a pas de deux, you'll feel like they have a little bit of space. When you're actually doing pas de deux, you are closer than it looks.
Closer than
they
you
are
appear.
closer than they appear. Because his center of balance and his reach needs to be pretty much within your center of balance.
Exactly.
Because then he can control you and keep you on your balance.
Yes. Come on, Barbie, finish it off strong.
Define
It's like
strong.
It's like the more I suggest things, the more like far-fetched they go.
The more you're like, oh, it's not bad, the worse.
The worse it gets. I fail to understand.
Alright. Wrapping it up, folks.
This is not fifth position. They did him better, I feel like.
Yeah, see, they did. That's tragic. And also, for a emphasis, a hit note like that, don't like.
Yeah, you want to
You
be
would
boom.
Boom. You have a bit more this emphasis, but not
Dumb.
dumb. You see, you don't want to drift. Not everything in ballet needs to be drifty and fluid, and
Quite the opposite.
in fact, you do want that accent.
You want articulation.
yeah,
It needs to
articulation
match.
and like dynamic in your
It
dancing.
needs to match
I mean-
the music. All in all, it was considerably better than
Yeah.
the other Barbie video that we reviewed. But yeah, I feel like for the most part, they animated Eric quite well. I think all the small nuances and like the little partnering things definitely had some pieces there.
Yeah.
Technique-wise, aside from just it being Barbie and I mean,
Yeah, the animation was probably
nothing is perfect, but
Yeah.
I think in general the technique was a little bit better than the last one.
and what I appreciate, okay, I will say, what I do appreciate about this one, overwhelmingly more,
Yeah.
is that they portrayed ballet more or less the way you would actually watch ballet.
Exactly. There was no talking.
No talking. Okay. Oh,
No talking.
that
the
was
big
a
one.
huge win. They did not switch the music halfway through,
Mm-hmm.
and they also didn't discount ballet.
Yeah, they didn't make it look any lesser than you know, pop culture
Yeah.
or just going off of your own thing.
Yeah.
They preserved the art and they just made it a part of the story and a part of Barbie.
For little girls, I would much rather send them this
Yeah.
video than the pink
The
shoes.
pink
one.
shoes.
This one, at least, I mean, a little dancer might not be able to pick up on
The technical
the
details.
technical details. A child's not going to be like, oh, her footwork was not good, her arms were bad. That's just us being very certified ballet critique people. But a little child might not be able to notice those kind of
Exactly.
things.
And for them, it's really just a wholesome piece of the Nutcracker that they get to see with something that they're familiar with, like
Exactly.
Barbie. So it's good in that way.
And I'm happy with their goal. You
Mm-hmm.
can see their goal was just to introduce kids to ballet. And I think they did that. We had a lot of comments in our last Barbie video that, oh my god, Barbie's the reason I started ballet. So
yeah.
that is always a good thing. There we have it, folks. That was the Sugarplum Pas De Deux as performed by Barbie.
and Prince Eric. We had a good time today reviewing Barbie and the Nutcracker. And if you enjoyed this too and you have some more ballet Barbie content that you'd like us to review, please let us know in the comment section because we would be very much interested to see how the rest of the Barbie world portrays ballet. Glad this didn't turn into a roast.
Not too much of a roast.
Not too much.
It was balanced. They did their
Yeah.
best.
I was much more pleased with this one than the last last one.
By the way, if you haven't watched the last one, it will be linked above and below. If you want to cringe a little, cry a lot, and then laugh a lot more, then you can go check that video out.
If you like the video, then like the video. And if you really like the video, then you can share it with a friend who also happens to be a Barbie fan.
And if you have not subscribed yet, but you would like to join us in our future ballet nerd endeavors, which there will be many,
Yes.
then you can give the subscribe button a small tap, and we'd be very happy to have you join us. And I think that's all from us for now. This is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video.
Bye. It's Nutcracker season, everybody. Did anyone notice the pineapple on top of this archway?
Oh!
Why is it there?
I want a pineapple on top of my archway. You do look like a Barbie doll.
Do I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like in a good way or in like a cringe way?
No, you.
How about now?
I think.